Hi, dear students. You are welcome back to Edubbey Dynamic Solution. What I'll be teaching you today is database for ICT 2023 May June paper 21. In my previous video, I've already shown you how to do the document production. Now, let's proceed. This question says you are not going to prepare some report, examine the file J2321 result and identify the most appropriate field to set as a primary key. Close this file. Now, the question asks you to open this. If you need the source file, I've already put the link in the description of this video. So let's open it and see what is there. Let me close this one. So the file looks like this. We have the start code. The start code is going to be the primary key, then last name, first name, race number, then okay, actually the if you look at this start code, it seems it's not going to be the primary key. You know the reason? Because the primary key needs to be unique. You see, this one is HC02. This one is HC02 as well. So the primary key needs to be a number that is unique to each record. So if we look at it, I think it's going to be this race number. This race number is not the same for all of them. Yeah, this race number is not the same for all of them. It cannot be cat code. Why? Because we have C5 in this record. We also have C5 in this record. So race number is going to be the primary key. So primary key is the is a number which is unique to each record. So something like your IC number. You know, two persons cannot have the same IC in the whole country. Or maybe your passport number. Two persons cannot have the same passport number. So that's that kind of number, we use it as a primary key. Okay, so let's close this. No. Now, the question then says, using database software, import this file. So the software we are using is Microsoft Access. Then you click here, we open this. So close this one. Then this one says external, link, file, then text file. Let us import the file. So I put it here, this, and this is the file. Click on import. Okay. Oh, what happened? I think we closed it already. Oh, sorry, because we still open it. Okay, let me close it. Let's try it again. File, text file, then import this, open. Okay, everything is okay now. Then we click on next. Then you need to check this. We always check this. Then click on advanced. Then let's look at this one. The start code is text. This is short text is the same. Then this one is 0 decimal place, race number 0 decimal place, and this is race number long integer. Actually, anything decimal place, either 0, 1, 2, 3 decimal place is always double. Okay, whenever the question says decimal place, then you should know that one should be double. Then the next one is text. This one is also 0 decimal place, YOB. So text, then we change this one to double as well. And the next one is date, text, double and double. This one is date, this is correct. This one is text. This long integer, we change it to double, and this we change it to double as well. Then you press OK. Next. Now, according to the question here, the question says, set the identified field as a primary key. So we are the one to choose our own primary key. As I showed you earlier, we are going to use the race number as the primary key because it's the only unique value. So in all this column, then we click on next. Then let's give it a name. A result table. Then you click on finish. Okay, so the table is there now. But before we continue, let's go to click on home, view, then design view. So don't forget that we make this one to be double earlier. All right, then for the formats here, all the decimal places, we need to change it to 0. Then this one also, for decimal place, we need to change it to 0. And these two, we change it to 0. Oh, sorry. And finally, this one, we need to change it to 0. Then this one, if you remember, according to the question clearly says the format needs to be HHMMSS. You can copy this. For the erase time, then you come here, erase time for the format, you can put this format there. All right, HHMMSS. Then after that, you can save your file. Let's go back to datasheet view. Do you want to save it? Yes, you want to save it. All right, so everything looks nice and okay. Then we can proceed with the rest of the question. So place in your evidence file a screenshot so showing the field names, data type, and primary key used in the table. All right, so in that regard, what we need to go back to design view. Then this is our primary key. So we need to take the screenshots, put your screenshot, and you click here, and okay, and you put the screenshot here. As usual, you can quickly edit this one so to make it visible for the examiner. It's too small like this. Let's make it a little bit bigger so that the examiner can see clearly. Now, the next question says, import the file J2321. So as a new table, we need to import another file now. Start time. So go back here. This one, we finished the work on this already. Then again, we click on external file, this from file, text file. Click here. And this is the file we are importing this time. So press OK. Next, you check this and you click on advance. What are the things the question wants us to do here? So the group code is going to be text, 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 text. This one is date. Let me copy this. Everything is text except this. Okay, no worries. I'm going to write it by hand, by the way. So text, 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 text. This one is date. So everything is correct. Press OK. Next, next. For the primary key, does the question say anything about the primary key? Set group code as a primary key. Okay. Here we use the group code as a primary key. Then you click on next and start time, start times table. It doesn't matter the name you call this one. You won't lose marks because of naming, because of this. This one is also ready. But before you continue, as usual, click on home, go back to design. Then here you need to put in the format, you need to put HH. If you don't do this, so you may lose some few marks there. Make sure you do this. HHMMSS. Now, place in your evidence document a screenshot showing the field name, data type, and primary key. So we need to do the same thing for this as well. So just print screen. Then you come to this evidence file. Then you put it there too. So you can always play around to make everything look so nice. make it a little bit bigger so that the examiner can see. All right. Now, from here, the next question says, import another file, cat underscore codes, as a new table in your data sheet, in your database. Set all data type to text. Everything should be text. All right. For this one, go back here, save this. We'll import another file, the same process. So this one will be, okay, this cat. Next, check, advance. Everything needs to be text. Everything is already text. Press OK. Next. Does the question say anything on? For this one, set cat code as a primary key. Cat code as a primary key. Next, and we can call this one cat code table. So click on finish, and we are having 3 different tables. So we don't need to do anything here, by the way, because everything is actually text. So there's no need of going to design view or whatsoever for this one. Now, the next question then says, create one-to-many relationship. So as link between, how do we create a relationship? Very easy. All what you need to do is to click on database tool, relationship. Okay. We want to create a relationship, then you can add table from here. So, from here. I think I'm using different version of Microsoft Access. So you add all the 3 tables. These are the 3 tables I have. Now, according to the question says a group code in the start time table and start code in the result table. So group code, start code, group code, start code. So these 2. Start code is here, group code is here. We'll link these 2 together. So group code to start code. All right. Then it's one-to-many relationship. We press OK. Now the second part of it is cat code in the cat codes table to cat code field in the result table. So cat code, this, and the result table. Where's the result table? This one. So cat code to this. So cat code, then you need to choose this one to be cat code here as well, which is one-to-many relationship as well. Then usually the question will ask you to, you see everything is fully visible. The question will ask you to take a screenshot. Place in your evidence document screenshot showing the one-to-many relationship between the 3 tables. So all what you need to do is to take a screenshot of this. So print screen. Then you come to your evidence document. Then you put it there. So as usual, you can quickly crop this so that everything will be fully visible. All right. Then expand it a little bit. All right. Now the next question then says this one is done. So add the following as a new record in the table, in the result table. So let me just minimize this somehow so that it will be a little bit faster. Then let me click here. Let me minimize this one as well. Okay. Now for this, save it, and you can even close the relationship after you save it. The result table is here, so you can scroll down to the bottom of the page. Now the question says this one will be HC06, then followed by model, then followed by Basil, then 1203, then power cycles. You need to mind your spelling here is very, very important. if you didn't write correctly, then you will lose a mark here. 1992. Then for the time here is going to be 0125, then 13. 12513. This will be FIN, then 122, and finally this should be 68. Alright, then after that the question says make sure you check everything is correct. Yeah, everything is correct. Then you can right click here and you save. Right click and save. The question says you should save the data. Now, so using field from the result and start timetable, produce a tabular report. As I always tell you that whenever you want to create a report, the first thing you need to create here is the query. How do you create a query? The first two questions before you see in this order. Whenever you see in this order, then from this question onwards is going to be in the report. Any question before it is going to be in the query. That's an easy way of identifying this, okay? Don't forget, whenever you see in this order, it means that question onwards is going to be a report, and anything before it is going to be query. So the first thing we need to do here is to create a query. Click on create. You see the query wizard, this one, query wizard. Press on OK. Which table are we using? We are using, according to the question, we are using field from the results and start table. So this one is the result table. You bring everything to this side, then start time table, bring everything to this side. Click on next. So this one is a result table query. It's okay, I can just call it maybe query 1 or something like that. Then I click on finish. So query 1 isn't a valid query name. Please choose a different name. Okay. Query table. So, what happened? Then from here we can right click and come to design view. Then in the design view, the question says group code is HC00. Group code is here, HC00. So you can run it to see how it looks like. You see now the group code. Where is it? Group code is now HC00. I have just only 40 record. Then the next question says YOB is 1975 or later. 1975 or later. YOB. Where is it? Okay, somewhere here. So that would be 1975, 1975 or later, which means it's going to be greater than or equal to, greater than or equal to 1975. Anything from 1975 and later. So when you run it now, I have just only 32 record. You see YOB is 1998, anything from 1975 and afterwards. Now my query is ready. I can save it. Now this one I need to create it in the report as I explained earlier. All what you need to do is you click on create, then you come to report wizard. Then what table are you using? I'm using this query, the query that I just created now. Then I need to follow this order. The first one is show only the fields, group code. The first one is going to be group code, then followed by last name, followed by first name, followed by YOB, then followed by status, erase time, followed by status, followed by erase time, and event rank. So in this order, so we follow the order. with data and label display info, do not group the data. Do not group the data. So now after we finish this, you click on next. So the data are grouped into two, group code and this, but the question says do not group the data. So we are going to choose the second option. So we didn't group the data into two. You click on next, you click on next. Now from here, sort the data into descending order of YOB. YOB, descending, just click here, descending order. This one is also done. Then has a page orientation of portrait. Click, we choose the portrait, then include only the title, this one, scratch category outcomes, then just copy this, display in a larger font, fully visible at the top of the page. So click on next. Of course, you can give it a name. The name for this report is this, and finally you can click on finish. Then a report is going to look like this, but for some reasons this one doesn't look nice basically, so we need to do a little bit of modification here. So the first thing we need to do, the first thing we need to do here is try to let's adjust this report in layout view. Layout view is much more easier. Close this one. Now the first one supposed to be group code. It's not YOB. So just click here, hold Control on your keyboard. You click on the first one. After that, you hold Control on your keyboard to select everything. Then you can drag this one somewhere here. So the first one's supposed to be group code. So drag it here. Then you can even reduce the size. Followed by last name, first name. Last name, first name. Drag all of them to this side. Then followed by YOB. Then YOB is supposed to be here. Now, then followed by status. Then race time. You can reduce the size a little bit. Then status is here, and race time, increase the size. Then you drag it. Then followed by this one, event rank. I believe everything is okay like this. Now, then for the last part of the question, it also asks you to use a very big size. So click on home and you can increase the size. Since the question didn't tell you any particular size, it's okay in as much as it's big enough. So then calculate the number of database record shown in this report and places this at the end of the report, fully visible and formatted to 0 decimal places. Now calculate the number of database record shown in this report, and you place it at the end of the report. So to do that, all what you need to do is to right click, then you come to design view, and you see the report footer. Just drag it down a little bit. You see the page footer as well. Page footer is here. Then drag this one down a little bit to page footer. Drag it down a little bit. All right. Now, sorry. So now here, the page footer should be somewhere here. Yeah. Drag it down a little bit. This spot. Now, to calculate anything formula, we normally put it under report footer. Don't forget, anything formula, we'll put it under report footer. And what you need to do there is yeah, we are going to use this one, which is the text box. For anything formula, you drag it here. Click, drag the text box here. You can put it anywhere. Since the question didn't say particularly, you need to put it under group code or last name or first name or YOB. You can put it anywhere. Then for this one as well, the question didn't say which one you are going to use. So you can just use the count formula. Okay. And in between of this count formula, what field you are going to use? You can use any of these field. The most important thing is to count. But in another question, if the question specifically says you should count maybe YOB or event rank or something like that, then you need to put it here. Now, for this one, what do you need to put here? According to the questions, calculate the number of database record. Number of database record. You can just type. Number of database record. So this one is not fully visible. Try to adjust the size here. Okay, it's fully visible now. Number of database record. And the next question has the label of number of cyclists fully visible to the left. Oh, sorry. The question already tell you what you need to write there. So not this. Just delete this one and you paste this. So number of database. Then, but the last part of the question says this one needs to be click on property, because the question says it calculate fully visible formatted to 1 decimal place. If you want to format this one to 1 decimal place, definitely you need to do the decimal places here. So 0 decimal place. Sorry, the question says 0 decimal place, so you format it to 0 decimal place, and that's all what you need to do. And is there anything the question also wants us to do? As the number of these, then has your name, center number, and candidate number. So on the report, to put your name, center number, and candidate number, we use label for that. Click on label and you put it here. All right, so you put your center, your name, center number, and candidate number. You put it here. That's all what you need to do. And for this, place in your evidence document a screenshot showing the database formula used to calculate the number of cyclists. Save and print your report. Okay, so of course you need to, how the examiner is going to know you have done this, you need to print screen. So you screenshot this part and you put it in your evidence file. All this evidence is very important. It's around 6 marks on its own. So try to crop it. This all what the examiner wants to see. You can reduce the size until here. Then click here and make it bigger that the examiner can see. Then after you've done that, the question says save your work and print your report. Save your work and print your report. Just save it, then go back to print preview. Then it's going to look like this. Oh, for some reason it doesn't show. It's supposed to show the total number. Let me check again. Sorry. Yeah, the reason why it doesn't show is because let me click on report view. You see it shows here. Basically it shows here. Alright, but when you click on print preview, it's not going to show. Then you can print this one in your documents, and as usual. Now let's continue the last part of the question. This one says using fields from a result and cat code tables, produce a tabular report that can do this. Okay, then as I told you earlier, whenever you see in this order, where is it? You see in this order, it means this question onwards is going to be in the report, but this one is going to be in the query. So now we need to create another query for this report. So now we finished this one basically. So let's create another query now. Now you click on create, then query wizard. Then let me minimize this one also. Let me minimize this so it's much more easier. So now for the next question, so using the fields from the result and cat keyboard, so now we need to create a query wizard, press OK. Then for the result table, you bring everything to this side. Oh, sorry, this is query. Don't make that mistake. We are using table, result table. You bring everything to this side. Then for the cat code table as well, click here, bring everything to this side here. Then click on next, click on next. Then maybe you call this one the query 2, and you click on finish. Okay, then from here, let's right click this one and go to design view. Then in the design view here, you see this one says the club name include the text power. Club name, let's look for it. Club name, anytime the question say include, then you need to say star. Okay, include means star. Power star. So don't forget. And then you run it. Then when we look at it now, you see the club name. Where is it? This one. Include the word power. So we are having 65 record. Now the next question is status does not include DNF or DNS. DNF or DNS not include. So we come back here, design view, then status. So then we say not DNF or DNS. So then let us run it and see. When you click here, then let's look at the status. You see that FIN, but DNS is still there. Well, there are many ways of doing things, by the way. One of the things we can do here is you can say this one is also not DNF, DNF, and not DNS. This is another way of doing it, since the previous one doesn't work. So let's run it and see. Status, yeah, you see, so you are having 45 record now. Everything is okay. Then from there, yeah, we finished that task, or not yet. So contain a new field called time per kilometer. We need to create a new field called time per kilometer, which is calculated at runtime. So to do that, we need to go back here. Then you come to the last one over here. Then the easiest way of doing it is to click on we have a builder. Where is it? We do have a builder somewhere here. Builder. Okay, this one. Click on builder. Alright, and you can type. Then after that you have a column. Then what does the question says? So the field is calculated, the field calculate the race time divided by the race distance of 50 kilometer. Race distance of 50 kilometer. Race time divided by 50 kilometer basically. So what we can do here is, what is the race time? Look for it. Race time is here. Okay, this one. Double click. Oh, why this one is there? Race time, then divided by, then 50 divided by 50, which is 50 kilometer. Alright, if you want, you can use the bracket, and if you want, you can just leave it like this. Then the next question says format this field to display a time as HHMMSS. So just copy this one. We can do this one under format. Okay, then press OK. This one is done. Press OK. Then let's run it and see how it looks like. This is how it looks like. All right. Now, right click, design view, right click here. Then under format, you can put this format there. HHMM, then SS. Let's see how it looks like. Run it. Then now from here you see, so time per kilometer, so it's already formatted. Now the next thing, let's go back to design view, or does it need? Let's look at the question. So we have answered all this one until here. All right, now show only the field arrays first name. Then in this regard we need to create our report. You click on create, then you see a report wizard. Do you want to save? Yes, we want to save this. So let's click on report wizard, and we are going to use this query too. Now, according to the question, we need to use race number, first name, last name. Race number, first name, last name. Race number, first name, then last name, then followed by cat rank, club name, category, cat rank, club name, then category. Then the next one will be status, time per kilometer, and race time. Status, time per kilometer, then race time. This is the last one. Then click on next. Then let's look at the question again in this order. With data and label fully displayed, do not group the data. So question says do not group the data. Here we don't group. If you choose this one, it's going to group the data. So we choose this option, not group the data. Next, next. Then sort the data into ascending order of club name and ascending order of cat rank. Club name, ascending order, then cat rank, then ascending order as well. Next. Then the question says has a page orientation of landscape. So this time is going to be landscape. Next. So then fit on a single page wide, then include only the title, this. So we can copy this one. So we just have to copy this, and let's come, we put it here. Then you click on finish. Club isn't a valid name. Why isn't a valid name? So oh, I think something wrong here with the name. We can change it later, by the way. Let's just write anything here. Okay, then it looks like this. Now as usual, let's go back to layout view. Maybe the first thing we are going to do is to change this name. Alright, then let's quickly compare what we have here with what the question says. So race number is supposed to be the first one. You see, it's not the first one. You have to drag it somehow. Race number, drag this one, perhaps you put it somewhere here for now. So race number first, let's drag it here. Then you can hold Control on your keyboard, don't forget, as we did earlier. And this one is first name. Make sure everything is fully visible. This one is not fully visible. Then This one also, followed by last name. You can reduce the size a little bit. Then after that, we have cat rank. We have cat rank club name category. Cat rank is there. Club name is here. Okay. This club name. Drag it. You can expand this one. Then we have category 2. You can reduce the size. Then after category, so we have status. Status is here. Drag this one to this side. Expand the category a little bit. Then you might choose to reduce the size of the status. Then the next one is time per kilometer, race time. Time per kilometer. So drag it to this place, expand the size, and finally race time. Drag it here, expand the time. Okay, I believe everything is fully visible now. As a page orientation, so we've done this. Display in a larger font size, fully visible at the top of the page. So larger font size, we might choose to increase the font size of this one maybe to 36. Okay. Then as your name, center number, and candidate number in the footer of the report, so it appear in the same position on every page. So on every page, so right click, you come to design view. Then whenever you want to write your center number and candidate number, we always write it where? We always write it in the page footer. You see we are having two footer here, page footer and report footer. Anything formula you write in the report footer, but anything name we write it in the page footer. So you click on this one, we use label. All right, label, drag the label here, then you can write your name, then center number, then candidate number. Then after you've done that, go back to maybe a report view. All right, everything looks so nice. Now the next thing is, has your name. Place in your evidence document a screenshot showing the database search criteria used, so to select the record where status does not include. Oh, the question actually want to see either you did this one very well or not. Well, in that regard, all what you need to do is to, your report is ready, but for the query, so right click, come to design view. So examiner actually want to see how did you do this part. Just print screen this part, print screen, and you come to here, you put the evidence there. Then as usual, you can crop this one so that it shows only the parts. So you can reduce the size so that the examiner can see clearly. All right, now then you save and print. That's all. Then the next video, I'm going to do another video for you now, so on presentation, and that one is going to be a very short video for this paper. So thank you for watching this. Bye.